dare you?
Why do women not live like? Why do you disagree?
Once
when
you
I say,
surpass a certain amount of bodies, yeah, I mean.
Okay, here's my question for you. Do you think men and women are equal?
Not at all.
Do you think men are higher up?
In what regards? You mean as in like?
Just in general.
Well, we got to be specific. In what regard? Are they superior to women physically? Are they better leaders? What
like living your daily life, like being able to provide for yourself. Do you think they're have more benefits than us?
I would argue women have more opportunities to earn money than men do. For sure.
Just not just earn money.
Your metric of comparison is confused. What is your specific metric of to earn money?
Yeah.
Financial opportunities?
Yeah.
Women have far more.
Okay.
Women have far more opportunities to earn money than men do.
But it costs more to be a woman.
I believe that.
But also there's still the wage gap.
It do.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
I feel like I know what you mean.
Okay, wage gap.
You triggered my trap card.
Yeah, I feel like
What else besides the wage gap?
when it comes to work, women sometimes, if they run a business, have to deal with men who pretend to be a client but just really want to hit on them.
Oh,
and
no.
We get their time wasted.
Or you get hired
but then
by
again, that's how
somebody
that's
like
how
that.
women have it easy because then they're
no.
able to take that money. Like that's
Okay.
a good example. It doesn't always
Who else
convert,
agrees
though,
with her sentiment
gap.
that women, the wage gap, that women earn less than men for
agrees?
the same jobs? Who else agrees with that? Women.
Okay,
Nobody
one,
agrees with that?
I agree.
Three?
Wait,
Three of you?
what was the question?
Women earn
She
less
said that
than men.
women, because I said because I said because I said women have it easier, and she was like, why do you say that? And I was like, well, because they have more job opportunities. Then she said it's because women have a wage gap. So even if they do have the same job, women earn less. Right? That's your argument?
Yeah, but I'm actually gonna bring back an example
Sure.
in the beginning of this podcast.
Sure.
You just said you would not trust female flight pilots,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So by majority of people thinking that cuts down female pilots. So that's giving us a disadvantage.
Can you see why? The plane
Actually,
crashes don't even
Okay,
try.
that's a one in a million
No,
chance
you
that
have
that
to effort to
happens.
Like
begin
plane
with.
crashes don't even happen.
Well,
Like
Yeah,
that all
that's
happen.
Hold on.
Recently, have you not seen the news?
I mean, yeah, but I believe that.
Every other day,
Okay,
planes crashing.
if it's
And it's a woman
like
pilot.
200 plane crashes a year, but they're like this year they like focusing on reporting the plane crashes
All
for
right.
some reason.
So look.
It's the same amount of
How
plane
people
crashes
feel-
as any other year.
All right, let me
They just
please-
reporting it
let me-
more.
Okay, let me just please answer this. The fact that people don't feel as comfortable with a female pilot is irrelevant because you're saying, oh well, there's a stigma. Well, guess what? If you're a male pilot versus a female pilot, they're more likely to actually hire the female pilot because of diversity, workplace diversity, affirmative action, DEI, all this shit. So if you're a female pilot, you actually have a higher likelihood of being hired as a pilot.
Yeah, I don't feel like there's a stigma around it. I feel like it's just like no woman attempt to become a pilot.
Most
That's
don't want to
really
be pilots.
the
Now,
problem.
the wage gap. Okay. The wage gap.
Amelia Earhart.
So you're. Let me just so I make sure I understand your argument with the whole wage gap. 80 cents on the dollar, right?
Yeah.
Is the common thing.
But also, if you go into a corporate business and
Yeah.
there's a male going for a position and a female for getting promoted,
Yeah.
typically the male is going to get promoted because they're seen as more.
Okay. Well, let me talk.
Fit
Let me
for the-
talk to your wage gap thing
No,
first. Then
if
we'll
you're
go
a
ahead
girl, you
and
can
talk
sweet
about
talk
this.
your way to that promo. Like the fuck, like you guys do in real life. No,
All
I'm
right,
kidding.
so let me answer your whole wage gap thing. So this because it's a myth, I'm going to debunk it right now. This concept of women earn 80 cents on every dollar that a man has, it's faulty because what it does is it takes all working men versus all working women, but it doesn't account for job worked, hours worked, career, education, experience, none of these things that are actually very important when it comes to how much money you earn. So if you actually compare apples to apples and you compare a woman working in the same profession as a man, women actually earn more. And they demonstrated this in Google, where women earn more money than men. So the wage gap doesn't account for very important factors that, contribute to wages. So it's not that women earn less because they're women. Women earn less because they deserve it.
Or because we spend more. It costs more to
That
be a
has nothing
woman.
to do with
Qualifications. He's talking
That
about
has nothing to do with
qualifications.
anything.
I thought it was about money.
Overtime, like time off.
Or if we're going to talk about, spending habits and everything else like that, yeah, women control 3/4 of debt and they're 80% of the consumer base. But when it comes to earning money, there's no wage gap. That's a myth. Like it's been debunked a million times. That's what feminists try to push out there to say, oh my God, we can't make money or we don't get paid as the same as men. But that's just simply not true. And I would argue if you have the same job as a man and the man's more qualified, you might get the job just because you're a woman, because of affirmative action and they want to have workplace. I'll give you an example. When I worked for the government, we had special agent positions open specifically for women. Like we would have, the FBI would do it, HSI, DEA, women only recruiting events. But they would never have it where it's men only recruiting events because everyone would go crazy. So I would argue we've corrected it too much, where women have opportunities now that men don't even have. And a lot of times they're not even qualified for the job, but they put them in because they want diversity.
Okay, I'll give you that, but I will just say, going from like a woman and man's perspective, on the daily basis, women have to deal with more. We are seen as the weaker gender, right? We are more prone to
But you are, though.
things happening to us. We're not strong enough for things. We're not more capable. We're not smart enough. And that's just how society kind of views us. And we're still on the come up of trying to prove that we are just
So
as
prove them
equal.
wrong.
Yeah, I mean, we are.
She's on the
Everyone-
path. I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
Yeah.
Give me the same argument.
Yeah.
Me being black, I'm not smart enough. I'm not like, you know, the preferred race. So guess what? Prove them wrong.
Yeah.
Ta-da.
No, I'm with you. That's what I'm doing.
Black
Well-
power.
Yeah. That's what
Here's
women
the other
power.
thing, too. Look, I see what you're saying, like, oh, women don't get taken seriously, whatever, but
white power.
women still get more opportunities than men do. Like, you might not be getting taken
Okay,
seriously.
no, yeah,
but
most
you at
definitely
least, but I think
opportunities,
it's very
yeah.
important to realize that, like, though women have, like, stigma sometimes of not being taken seriously, you at least get the opportunity to prove yourself. Like, women get certain opportunities that men will never get. Like, you'll be able to get into rooms that us three guys here at the table that are, have a social media presence, we'll never be able to get into just because we're not women. So you're able to get in situations and create opportunities for yourself that simply just aren't available to men. So I would say, yes, it does suck that sometimes women don't get taken seriously or whatever, but the positive to that is you're able to prove yourself.
No,
You get the
most
opportunity.
definitely. Most
So-
definitely.
So I think this is why when I say women live life on easy mode, I talk about a bunch of different reasons. Why? Because you guys can get taken seriously and be treated like equal if you choose to. But then again, you can also be looked at as a lady and get opportunities from there too. So you can kind of double dip. This is why I don't feel sorry for women when they say, "Oh my God," and then you mentioned another thing about we're weaker. That's physically true, technically.
Well, it's like if you're in an alleyway, if there's a man in an alleyway and a woman, which one is more likely?
Okay,
to
that's the
get-
myth of violence. As a man, you're actually more likely to become a victim of violence than a woman. Women are actually safer, statistically speaking, than men are.
I mean, don't be in the alleyway. Shit.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, why
Well,
would you
no,
be in
that
an
was
alleyway
just
with
a
a man? Like,
hypothetical
Yeah.
situation. But also, like, physics and genetics, men are,
They are.
feminists, you are going to come at me. Men
you're right.
are
You're right.
stronger than us, so they have more of an opportunity to fight back than women who
Okay,
are weaker.
let me ask you this then. Do you believe in ghosts?
No.
You don't? Okay. So if you're lying in bed at night and you know that, like, ghosts don't exist, but, like, you hear, like, ooh in the back, would you be scared that there's ghosts there? You wouldn't, right? But if you did believe in ghosts, you would feel scared because you believe in ghosts, right?
I guess, yeah.
Okay. So just because you feel like you're less safe doesn't mean that you are less safe as a woman walking at night. Because women tend to use this concept of, well, I don't feel safe. Well, how you feel really is irrelevant. What matters is, like, statistically speaking, are you going to be attacked by a strange man? The likelihood is actually no. I know a lot of women watch murder movies and stuff, and
About a month back, I was almost abducted in a very safe. So it's coming from personal experience.
yeah, but you can't use anecdotal experiences to rational to like,
But it happens a lot to women.
It can happen for
yeah,
sure.
but
Yeah.
but in the grand scheme of things, like you say that you got almost abducted in a car. Realistically speaking, for every time you almost got abducted, like 10 guys got abducted.
I can make
like,
an argument as well.
Hold on. Men are far more likely to be the victims of violent crime, is my point, than women are.
Well, maybe they put themselves in that situation. Women don't try to as
Oh,
much.
you're victim blaming. Oh my God.
Wow.
Well, no, I'm not victim blaming.
I'm
I'm
just fucking with you.
Yeah.
But you see how crazy your argument sounds now? They put themselves. Well, I can make the same thing. You put yourself in that position. Doesn't it
I
sound
was
crazy?
going to my apartment.
You shouldn't be walking alone.
Yeah.
no. Call
Whose
Uber.
fault is that?
See, that's the thing. Men tell women you should not be alone. You
They
should
should.
not.
No, we
but
were
men
just-
can just be
Oh,
alone.
you
They'll
should
be
be-
fine.
we're
Like
making-
you guys said in the beginning
Okay.
of the podcast,
We're-
you said
we're-
you don't need
we were
bodyguards.
making
We're
fun of
crazy
your-
enough.
we were
You
making
don't
fun of
need-
your-
We're trolling.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
okay.
We're victim blaming
Yeah.
like you, and like, yeah. Sounds crazy though, doesn't it?
No, I'm
But
just saying.
But yeah. So anyway, anyone else not agree that women live life on easy mode?
You said not live life on easy mode?
Yeah, they do live life on easy mode. I'm saying, but you disagree. Anyone disagree with me? She said the wage gap in danger, which isn't true.
Not necessarily, no.
I guess now when you
Break it
said
down.
all that, I guess not,
I mean, we can.
I feel like the only
I agree to an
disparity
extent.
is I agree. I just
Like
feel
it's certain ways women can get money that men can't,
Yeah,
and
so
it's
you guys
way
can go
easier.
from
Like you
living,
could like
go from
literally
0 to 100 like that. You just
Yeah.
meet a man and
Yep.
boom, he's rich.
find the
and
right
you
nigga with some
just
money
cling on to
and
him,
you
and now
got-
you're set
you're
for
up
life.
there.
You
Yeah.
can strip,
Easy
do
as fuck.
OnlyFans.
Yeah,
That's just
it
fuck
is
shorty
kinda-
top.
it's
Don't
kinda
not too
easier
much
for
because you don't
us.
want to fucking blow your cover. No,
Yeah,
okay,
I think I say this all the time, but privilege is invisible to those that haven't. I don't think women understand how much privilege they have. Because on one end, you can work really hard, go to school, become super successful. You can build a business. But on the other hand, you can decide, you know what, I don't want to do this shit, and find a rich guy and have him take care of you.
Exactly.
Like, you guys have a lot of opportunities that we will never get. And you guys have more plays on the chessboard than we do by far. Like in chess, for example, right? The queen can move in many different spaces, in any direction as many spaces she wants, right? But if the queen dies, the game isn't over, right? Because you can get a pawn and get it to the other side and turn it into a queen. So I think with women, like, it's the same way in life. You guys can move anywhere, but at the end of the day, you know, if the king gets surrounded, the game's over.
I think at a certain point for women, you can be saved by a man once you're below 30. But for a guy, he's never going to be saved by anybody. He's worked from the very bottom to where he is today. If not, he's cooked. So you get the opportunity to find a guy that'll take care of you at least. So
That's so lit. You guys are so fucking grateful.
Yeah.
You're
That's what
blessed.
makes it
Stress.
easy.
You don't have to do shit. Like some days I just feel like crashing out. I'm like, fuck, how easy is it to be a goddamn woman? Just be happy and all day long. But you guys sometimes choose to make life hard. Like, why?
But if you're it's gonna be hard, probably.
Yeah, no, you're cooked. So that's why they have these opinions over here.
Not even, because even whores be having sugar daddy. So like, that's not.
So there
That
you go.
shit doesn't
Being a
last
whore
long.
Easy mode.
That shit doesn't
It don't last
long.
long, but shit, if you a
depends.
good whore, you know what the fuck you doing. You
That's what I was saying.
gonna have more than one.
If you're a smart hoe,
You gonna have more than one.
you can do it.
I'm crying.
Well, hey, at least you guys got that. Because I'll tell you this, man, ain't nobody paying for dick.
That's what I'm saying.
We don't have
But
that
it's
chance.
Millions
Yeah.
of motherfuckers.
Yeah,
doing it.
we make OnlyFans. Nobody's subbing, bro.